us this morning?
A UN-sponsored award ceremony for films that address migration issues will be held in New York this week. The film will particularly be rewarded for as it sensitizes on xenophobia, that is, hatred towards foreigners which exists between Africans. In recent days, we have heard about the abolition of visas in several African countries, which is good news and a step towards freedom of movement in Africa. But as land borders begin to fade out, mental boundaries remain in the minds of several Africans. And this xenophobia sometimes leads to violence, as we saw in South Africa a few months ago. Coming back to the ceremony, the film I'm talking about that deals with xenophobia between Africans.
I am more than just Ikwerekwer.
Why can't I be more than just a car guard?
A pimp.
A drug lord.
A job thief. The face of cheap labor.
I am more than just a foreigner.
Why do you insist on killing my soul with your words?
Go back to your country.
Go back to your country.
You don't belong here.
Why am I not good enough for you?
Go back to your country. You don't belong here.
Why do you look at me in the eyes, with skin as black as mine, and deny me as your brother?
What about me? Look at me.
Think of all the dreams that we have in common. I am Zambian. I am your colleague.
I am Congolese.
I am Malawian, and I am human.
I am South African, your sister of the soil. I am Zimbabwean, and I am your neighbor.
I am your friend.
The short film was directed by an activist called Sophie Kanza, a foundation fighting against xenophobia between Africans by making young South Africans and young Africans from the diaspora work together so as to get to know each other better. Sophie is from the DRC, but emigrated to South Africa several years with her parents, and she has suffered from discrimination mostly from black South Africans. Listen to her.
In South Africa, being African immigrant, there was always discrimination that we'd face. It would be a lot of black-on-black violence, but they wouldn't treat Europeans or Americans like that. When we were young and we went through this, we didn't really say much. Yes, it hurts, but we just, let it go. But as we got older, it got worse. And when we happened to have this platform, we decided that, we need to say something. So, we just wanted to give those refugees, migrants, and immigrants a voice.
According to her, it takes two solutions to combat xenophobia: education and travel. Have a look.
I think it all starts with education. A lot of South Africans do not know African history at all. Only at university level would you start hearing of African history. And what is the percentage of the population that goes to university? The no visa route is also amazing because traveling allows us to open up. 9 out of 10 times you'll meet a South African who's never even been out of South Africa, but they hate Nigerians. Everyone wants to go to Europe, but there isn't mass campaigns that encourage travel and interconnectedness of the continent.
Still within the subject matter, we'll move on to photography with a Pan-African artistic initiative called Invisible Borders. This association brings artists together from all over the continent. Since 2009, they've been organizing trips for artists in several African countries: Lagos, Yaoundé, Addis Ababa, Bamako, and so on. The goal is to put an end to these misconceptions that exist between Africans, and through art allow an exchange of ideas between different people on the continent. This group made a trip to the capital of Gabon, Libreville, and one of the participants is a Nigerian photographer, Jide Odukoya. He has made a series of portraits called Nigerians in Libreville. He met with some Nigerians in Libreville to get a feel of their lives as an African migrant on the in an African country. Some of them fled the Biafra War from 1967 to 1970 to seek refuge in Gabon, where they settled and had families. They are traders in the market, taxi drivers, students, and so on. But they are still faced with xenophobia till date. This series of portraits highlighting the problems of African migrants on African soil allows us to realize is that Africans live on the same continent but ultimately do not know each other that much. And unfortunately, this ignorance sometimes leads to xenophobia. And this is a subject that is almost never addressed by our respective governments. But it is hoped that with the abolition of visas, awareness campaigns will be launched.
Well,
and that does it for this is Culture segment.